it's Shawnee. Welcome back. Guess what time it is? It is time for our weekly roundup, where I go over all of the eyeshadow palettes I used over the past week, and I rank them from least liked to most liked. Now today I have 5 slots. Within those slots I have a couple of combinations of palettes. I have a couple of looks. So this is going to be a little different, a little complex. Not complicated, just a little complex. I feel like there's a difference. Let me know what you think. Anyway, at number 5, I have the Pat McGrath Moonlit Seduction palette. This was a super easy look for work. I act like all of my looks are for work, mostly. So I don't know why I'm like, it's for work. But I used like 2 shades. I just wanted something super simple and easy just for seeing clients that day. I didn't want anything too extravagant, and so I just took a shimmer and paired it with a matte, and there was the look. And it was fine, performed like well like all my Pat McGrath palettes. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say about it. At number 4, I have a combination of palettes, both from the same brand. I used the Melt Rust palette, and I paired it with the Melt 27 palette. There is that. So I really like the color stories of these. Let me try to open them at the same time. This isn't always the greatest. But the 27 is on top and the Rust is on bottom. I feel like they definitely complement one another. So I just kind of went back and forth between the palettes, taking a shimmer here, a matte there. Really simple look. I guess these palettes can be standalone, but I really like to combine. So let me know if you have Rust or 27. I don't hear about these as much. I hear more about the Geminis. Well, I don't hear much about Melt, period. But I'm one of the folks that still has their palettes, and the palettes are fine. So I'm going to keep rocking with Melt until they stop rocking with me. Number 3, another combination. I used the Nova Chrome palette from CXC Beauty. I just took some of the blues there, bluish, greenish shades, and I used the Paws palette from Menagerie Cosmetics. I have Paws and I have Claws, and I tend to use Claws more because it has like a pink color story. Let me grab it just in case you don't know what I'm talking about. So this is Claws. I'm actually pretty sure that they swapped out a shade. So this is the original format and shade story. Yeah, I feel like they swapped out a shade because people gave feedback about it. But this has more of a pink vibe, while this one has, the Paws has more of like a green blue vibe. So I used the 2 palettes, Paws and Nova Chrome, and I used the chrome from here, multi-chrome, and then a matte from the Paws palette. And they're just 2 palettes that I wanted to combine. I wanted to have something from here, and then I was like, oh, but I want a matte. So I was like, I want something from here. So wasn't anything super involved in terms of how I chose to put them together. I was just thinking of the kind of look I wanted, something shimmery and blue and green, and these seem to fit the bill. This look I did at work, at my desk, and it was just easy to throw these small palettes into a bag and take them with me. Yeah. At number 2, I have 2 palettes. Oh, everything but number 5 is 2 palettes, I think. Okay, so like the newest palette to my life is the Danessa Myricks Groundwork Blooming Neutrals. So I had to use this. I used this palette. I got it like the day after it came out. It was delivered to my door because I ordered it like, I think I had early access through the Sephora app or something. So I do have an entire video doing my first impressions, doing a look, talking about the palette. So you can definitely go check that out if you're considering it. And with my looks this week, I combined the Blooming Romance with the Defining Neutrals. So here is that one. And in the video, I talk about like the similarities and differences of these two. Okay, so Blooming Romance is at the top, and then Defining Neutrals is at the bottom. So you can see there's definitely a strong mauve or rosy tone, basically, color story for Blooming Romance, and then your neutrals with Defining Neutrals. So I use this one pretty regularly. I'm trying not to overdo it because I'm trying to figure out when she's gonna release these refills. But I use Core for a color corrector. I use Harvest for bronzer. I use Bark for contour. Tourmaline for like liner and just deepening colors, and then Sculpted for brows. Sometimes I'll use Mirage for a bit of highlight in the inner corner, or like what is it called? Eyeshadow primer. Wow. And then what I've been doing more consistently since getting the Blooming Romance is putting or setting the pomades with powder, their corresponding powder shade. So this past week, the end of the week, I went out to dinner. Oh my God. It was this Creole restaurant. If you're in the DMV area, go to Miss Toya's. It'll blow your mind. Now, I had the seafood mac and cheese. And it came in, you know, one of those like mini cast iron skillets. It was so good. It was, I mean, you obviously have to like seafood and you have to like mac and cheese. And then when you combine them, it is a holy experience. It was so good. Anyway. For makeup, I wanted something simple, nothing too out of the box. I just wanted something quick and easy and simple. And so I used the Blooming Romance palette and did a look, and I set the pomade with powder, and when I tell you it did not move, it didn't move. I sent a video to Jan and Erica when I got home, and it was just like, it hadn't moved at all. So that just takes the Groundwork palettes to another level with me, because I would tend to use the palette, or I'm sorry, the pomade and the powder separately, but using them together changes the game. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. And so I had that look as well as the look I did with my initial first impressions. There will be another look as a collab coming up later in this week. This week? Yeah, later in this week. Okay, and at number 1, our final combination comes from Cosmic Beauty, previously formerly known as Cosmic Brushes. Did I say that right? We'll just keep going. So the first look I did with the Serenity palette, which is, I believe, the first palette that they came out with. And this is how I was introduced to Cosmic brushes, now Cosmic Beauty. And I hadn't used this one in a while, and I wanted to. And I was drawn to the blues in here, so I did a blue look. Now, who knew a couple of days later I would again be drawn to a blue look, and this time I used the Winter Wonderland palette, and I did a look for my weekly video with Jan Van. So yeah, they're similar looks but different, both heavy on the matte. I really enjoy all matte looks. Do you all enjoy them? Because I know some people are like, I have to have a shimmer, and for me, I'm often like that. But I also just really love it's like a boldness maybe of an all matte look. I don't know. Let me know what you think about all matte looks. I like them. I like them a lot. So I think that is it. I hope that some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you are really, really remembering to take care of yourself. Let me know what you used over this past week and what you are thinking of using next week. I would love it if you liked the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.